How's it going, everybody? My name is Garen Belmont. How you doing? Alright, so in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my first impressions of the first Descendant. Just kind of, I played the game for about 14, 16 hours, probably closer to 16, and I want to just give you guys my overall thoughts and opinions about the game. Is it good? Is it not good? Well, let's get into it, shall we? So the first Descendant is a looter shooter made by Nexon, and I know just me saying Nexon has triggered a lot of you, but I ask that you kind of just hear me out, because honestly this game is pretty good from what I've played. Now, I'm not saying that the game is perfect, but I definitely do think the game is pretty fun. I've quite enjoyed myself, but I guess in order to really explain why, I'm going to need to kind of go over a couple of things. So, one of the things that I really enjoyed about the first Descendant, honestly, was the cast of characters. I felt like the cast of characters were, really good. As you go through the story, you will meet the various different characters. It's actually a little jarring because, like, you'll be playing like one of the Descendants, and then you also have one of the Descendants in the story, so it's like you have two of the same Descendants. It's really jarring, but I didn't really think too much of it. But the cast of characters is overall pretty good. I played I think I played Sharon, Freyna, Ajax in like the betas. Those were the ones I kind of leaned more towards. I didn't play a whole lot of the betas just because the time that the betas were open was like so small, and like during that time, like I had to work and stuff, and I had like other things going on, so it was like really hard for me to even like get a chance to like even get the rewards for doing the betas. So I didn't really have a whole lot of time to play those. But either way, yeah, I felt like the individual Descendants were really fun and unique, and they all play quite differently. Like Ajax, he's more of like the super tanky character. Like you're probably gonna be building him with like a lot of HP. You have Freyna, she does a lot of damage over time with her poisons, and then you have someone like Bunny. Bunny, she likes to run around and she likes to like do this like AOE field, and she actually does quite a bit of damage. She's a lot of fun to play from what I've played of her, which is not very much. Unfortunately, I'm not a Bunny simp. Okay, I like my Freyna. I like my goth girls. I like them toxic. But yeah. Another thing I was actually really surprised about with this game was the gunplay. The gunplay, honestly, is really, really good. The gunplay, like even in the betas, it felt really good. And talking about kind of like the betas and the full games, I know I'm saying like first impressions, but I did play the betas. The reason why I'm calling this video first impressions is just because, things change from beta to full launch. So I just kind of want to talk about, the full launch of the game. So just kind of wanted to clarify that real quick. But yeah, the gunplay was pretty smooth, or overall gameplay was pretty smooth. Like running around didn't feel too restricting. It didn't feel. It's kind of like a mixture of like Anthem and Warframe, where your character doesn't feel like super tanky like Anthem, but it also doesn't feel like super like fast and floaty. It's like a more grounded version of Warframe. It's not super fast paced, but you could do some pretty like fast and cool things with it. Like I know right now, like before I was recording the video, I was actually playing the game. I was running around with Freyna, and I was running around with SMG, and I was like just kind of like jumping around everywhere, and like I was just hip firing with my SMG. It was actually like pretty fast and pretty fun, honestly. But yeah, I felt like the gameplay was pretty good. Like I've seen people say that they weren't too impressed with the gameplay, and I don't know really what people were expecting. It's pretty looter shooter. Like I mean, when I think of Destiny, when I think of Warframe, like yeah, there are glaring differences. Like Warframe, you have like the what is it called? Bullet jumping. You have like the Matrix style, like aimed out sights while you're in the air, slow motion kind of thing. There's definitely a lot more mechanics there, but I mean, you can still like the gameplay still feels like really, really solid. Like I can't really I can't really complain. Like, I wasn't really expecting this game to have like some kind of revolutionary gameplay. I was expecting it to be more or less the same as what we've already played, but that's fine. Sometimes that's fine. Like, I don't need a game to reinvent the wheel sometimes. Like, sometimes I like to feel a little familiar when I play my games. You know what I mean? But now that we talked about that, let's kind of get the elephant out of the room here, and let's talk about the monetization. So the monetization is probably the biggest like glaring thing that a lot of people are going to look at and immediately just say no, no. I don't want my games pay to win. And yeah, this game's pay to win. Like, for as much as I enjoy this game, I'm not gonna sit here and like lie to you or sugarcoat it. No, this game's fucking pay to win. Like, so in this game, you can buy the individual Descendants as well as their ultimate variants, which are like Prime Warframes. You can buy these for real money, and not only that, but you can also buy like special like the special mods, I think, as well as they give you this thing called I forget what it's called, but basically it's like an Orokin catalyst for any of you Warframe players, where you can increase the mod capacity of your Descendants so that you can, therefore put more mods on there. And I believe you also get like Descendant exclusive mods as well, which, you know, in a perfect world, I wouldn't want this. But I understand this game's free to play. Like, the game's free to play. It's a Korean game. What do you expect? But the monetization is literally no different than Warframe. Some people are going to say, oh, well, the price of this, the price of that. I don't really give a shit about that. I'm a free-to-play player. I might buy some skins, but that's probably, like, the furthest extent I'm probably going to get with this game. Because one of the things, after playing Warframe for the past couple months, off and on, when I crafted my first Prime Warframe, it was probably like the best feeling that I've had in this game. Like, going out, farming the relics, and farming the relic missions. Trying to get that that Prime Warframe. My first Prime Warframe was Core Prime, and it was such a good feeling. It was such a good feeling, albeit it did suck that I had to wait the 3 days for that bitch to be done, but it still felt really, really good, man. And that's that's how I feel about this game, is like, farming for something and getting that satisfaction. Now, you can buy Ultimate Descendants. You can also buy like convenience items like inventory slots. What else? Oh, there's some other stuff. You can buy. Oh, fuck. Why am I forgetting? Motherfucker. God damn it, I even just had it in my head. That's the worst part. But yeah, you can buy like a lot of convenience items so that, the like XP boosters and stuff like that. Realistically, you don't even need the XP boosters, especially right now, since the developers, compensation for like all the different things happening. They actually gave us quite the boost to experience. Not only that, but the mission you guys see me doing right here is actually pretty notorious for being a really good XP farm. But the game is pay to win, but very similar to Warframe, you can earn everything in this game just by playing it. So take that as you will. I know that some people don't really care, even though I do think there is a little bit of a double standard just because it's Nexon, where like people are like, oh, no, Warframe has, I like Warframe's monetization because it's, I can, get all the Prime Warframes, or I can get Protea Prime, the newest Prime Warframe, completely free. I can get Hildren Prime, or what have you, and Prime Resurgence, and yada yada yada. I know that a lot of people will say that, and then they look at this game. It's like, oh, this game's made by Nexon. Oh, this game's made by a Korean developer. Oh, this game's pay to win. This game sucks. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. But from what I have played, it's really honestly not that bad. It's really not that bad. Now, I will say that I do think that they should, I do think that some of these items, they definitely should increase the drop rates. Some of them are a little too low, especially, because you don't want something so low that people feel don't feel motivated to go for it. But you don't want something so high that people are getting it like super easy, and there's not that like that satisfactory chase. You know what I mean? And so I definitely do think that there should be like some drop rate changes there, especially since the game actually does show you drop rate percentages. I don't know if this has anything to do with the that thing that happened with Maple Story. That's Nexon, right? The whole thing that happened with that Maple Story. I've never played Maple Story, so I don't know. I can't remember if that's Nexon or the other Korean publisher slash developer. But yeah, I mean, the monetization really isn't that bad. I like people. A lot of I've seen people talk about, how many, like, oh, look at all these look at all these microtransactions that you can purchase, and the game just came out, blah 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 blah. Like, I get it, but honestly, I've had fun with the game. I've enjoyed myself. I haven't really, like, up until now, I haven't really felt like spending any money. The game has, like, actually does give you quite a bit, like, pretty easily. Like, there are some descendants that you can farm that are easier than others. Like, for instance, Sharon. Sharon, you can get her from doing, like, the story missions, but it does have, like, a decently low drop rate. It's like 20%. You can get her items and you can craft her. The game walks you through getting Freyna and Bunny, so you get Freyna and Bunny, like, pretty much free. So yeah, I mean, so the game does give you for free, and it gives you also one of the better ultimate weapons for free, which is Thunder Cage, which I'm using in this gameplay. It gives you that one for free, as well as a free unique ability upgrade. So take that as you will. The game is, like, decently generous, but I do think there could be some changes to the drop rates, is what I'm trying to say. But anyway, so in terms of, like, acquiring the different, like, weapons and descendants, this game basically has, if you've played Warframe and you've done the relic system, it's the exact same. Only it's for all descendants, not just ultimate descendants, which again are the prime, or similar to prime Warframes. This game does have, like, the relic system, so keep that in mind. The relic system was, honestly, I'm glad they actually added that, because I actually really like the relic system. I think it's fun. And the way you do it is, like, you go into, like, you do, like, different pieces of content. You'll get these amorphous materials, and they're all numbered, and they all have, like, their various different looks and stuff. And you then go into, like, the big boss battles, like the Void Intercept battles. And then at the end, like, certain bosses, certain colossi, right? That's plural. Certain colossi will have, like, be specific. Very, fuck. It's like the Lith, Meso, Neo, Axie relics. It's kind of like that, almost. Only it's a lot more varied, I guess you could say. But I thought it was fun. I had no issues with it at all. But yeah. So I've talked about a lot of good about this game, and honestly, again, I've really enjoyed my time playing this game, but I do want to talk about some bad, because, this game isn't perfect. Like, this game just came out, and I think a lot of people are comparing this game to current Destiny 2 or current Warframe, whereas when you look at Destiny 1, Destiny 2, even Warframe when it first came out, like, all of these games had their struggles. Like, I'm pretty sure all of us Destiny 1 players remember how, like, it was good, but it was also bad, and how bad Destiny 2 vanilla really was. Them removing god rolls, like, everything just being pretty much the same as Destiny 1 vanilla. Like, it didn't really feel like they innovated a whole lot. But I mean, for like, for a start, the game feels really, really good, but there are some problems, and I want to talk about it. So one of the biggest problems I have with this game is the difficulty scaling. As you're going through the story missions, your characters, your descendants, cap out at level 40. Enemy levels go up to, like, go higher than 40. So it makes it for a lot of situations where you're just getting, like, two-tapped. Like, your gear, like your components and your weapons, do keep going after 40, but you still feel like sometimes like the game is kind of like bullshitting you a little bit, where like you're getting like two shot, one shot by things, and it just doesn't feel good. It feels like artificial difficulty. It just feels bad. Like for instance, there's one boss in White Knight Gulch, like at the the last dungeon, the second dungeon. The final boss of that has like these toxic spores or this like toxic pool where if you touch it, it literally one shots you. Like even me running like gear that's close to the level of the boss, I was still getting one tapped, and it was not fun. It was not fun at all. It felt really bad. Another thing that I fucking hate about this game, okay, I'm just gonna gloves are coming off here. Okay, gloves are coming off. We're going fisticuffs here. What the fuck is the deal with these ball mechanics, okay? These ball mechanics fucking suck. Like when they first introduce you to the fucking ball mechanic, it's just like, okay, destroy the balls. Okay, just destroy the balls. Okay, I'll destroy the fucking balls. But then over time, you'll have different mechanics for the balls. Like for instance, you'll have balls that spawn in a specific order, and you have to shoot them in that specific order. Otherwise, they will like reset, and and the game has like no way of like indicating that that's the case. And so a lot of people thought when this mechanic first happened, the game was bugged. And then you have there was like a boss where in White Knight Gulch, one of the White Knight Gulch missions, where the boss has four or five balls, and they all spawn in a random order, and you're also trying to sit there and dodge and not fucking die to like some auto tracking, almost fucking two tapping you bullshit. And the boss will have all four or five of these balls spawn in a specific order, and you have to memorize and shoot them in that order. Then there's a boss that spawns like four balls, and then they're all invulnerable except for like a few. Like they'll go in and out of invulnerability, and you have to try and like fucking destroy them. Then there was one boss where like they spawn three balls, but you have to get all three balls to like the same condition so you can blow them up at the same time. Otherwise, they're gonna respawn way too fucking fast. It was really fucking annoying. This game needs to quit with the fucking ball mechanics. It's fucking awful. Just awful. Okay? These ball mechanics fucking suck. Like the first time, okay. The second time, alright. But everything after that is just fucking too much, bro. It is so bad. Another problem I have with this game, and this is problem that I had with Outriders, is not having manual healing. So in this game, you have two resources, or I should say you have your health and your MP. Your MP dictates how many abilities you can throw out before you need to, before you can't. And MP is like super scarce. I don't want to say super scarce, but like you have to basically, you'll see these red orbs and these like blue orbs. They're basically your HP and MP recovery. I really wish games would quit fucking doing this. Can we please just get automatic health recovery? Like, or like I am just, or at least like make it so that shield recovery is a little bit faster. Like it just feels so fucking bad. Like I can't tell you guys how many times I've needed like health, and like I'm killing enemies and they're just not spawning these fucking health orbs. It's so annoying. MP also is a big problem. Like MP, I would really like MP, like automatic MP recovery. It feels really, really bad. It feels really bad when you're doing a mission and you're doing a mission and you're doing it solo because no one else is queuing for that specific mission, and you run out of MP and you're getting swarmed by three different enemies with with a bunch of different modifiers like HP up. The enemies around them all have invulnerability, and then the other one has a modifier where the enemies around them have HP regeneration, and that shit is, it's so fucking annoying. And I wish these enemies would also not fucking stack on each other as well. That's also a big problem, is like these enemies sometimes spawning and like giving each other their fucking boosts. It's annoying, especially during like the story missions. Like I feel like the story missions should be like a smooth sail. That way, like casual players, they can get into the game. You know what I mean? And that way, and then when they get to end game, that's when like, you know, they can, if they want to, they can start doing the harder content. I definitely do think that there are some things about the story, doing like the story missions and stuff like that, that I really think this game needs to kind of like cut back on, because it's really gonna scare off like new players or make a lot of people like frustrated, because some of these mechanics are just fucking stupid. Another issue I have with this game is ammo. Ammo is fucking bullshit. Okay, so I use like SMGs, assault rifles, you know, a lot of like the normal round weapons. You get like no fucking ammo for the, like, you go through ammo like really quickly, and sometimes the game decides, sometimes the game decides, hey, fuck you, I'm not gonna spawn any ammo for you for your guns. And then you're in a situation where you're surrounded by enemies, or you're doing a boss, and you have no fucking ammo whatsoever. Like, you're literally out on everything, and you're sitting there fucking hitting enemies with melee. You get stuck between a rock and a hard place. It feels so fucking bad. I wish they would just, like, increase the amount of ammo you have based off of the weapon type. Like, for instance, SMGs maybe get like 200 extra, like, fucking reserved ammo. Like, assault rifles, another 200 as well. Especially since you blow through ammo with these faster fire rate guns, like, really, really quickly. It feels terrible. It feels so bad. Please, please, please give us more ammo. Give us more ammo. What is the, like, this isn't a fucking tactical shooter, okay? If it was a tactical shooter, like, okay, maybe, but even games like The Division, like, are pretty good with giving how much ammo you get. Destiny has like kinetic guns, have infinite ammo and stuff, but in this game, there's a little bit, the way this game works is just kind of like a little bit different. And I guess the last issue that I really have with this game is I really wish there was a little bit more variation with weapons. For instance, shotguns and sniper rifles are only in the power ammo slot, and I really wish that they weren't. I really wish that shotguns and, like, maybe there were variants of like shotguns and snipers that were in that, like, that normal round, or like the purple, not the purple, those are heavy rounds. What is it? The like the special ammo. It's like the green ammo. If you're a Destiny player, special ammo. I really wish there was a little bit more variation with that kind of stuff, because it really does suck to, because your builds are almost like pretty cut and dry. Like, there's nothing that really there's no like real variation. There's no real like build crafting. A lot of it is just based off of like your what ultimate weapons you were using. Now, ultimate weapons, I've talked about that quite a bit. They're like exotics. They all have their like unique abilities. Some of them will go with like certain descendants. Like, for instance, there's an assault rifle that pairs really, really well with Freyna, the character I'm using now. I just wish there was a little bit more build diversity, and I wish, you know, like, I could run like a sniper build or something like that, like a shotgun build where, like, you know, I'm up close and personal a lot. I wish I could, you know, maybe they do less damage than their power ammo, their heavy ammo counterparts. I'm okay with that, as long as, you know, having that build variation very similar to The Division. Like, The Division is pretty much the sky's the limits with that game. Like, you can run like a sniper build, you can run like a lot of shit in that game. But I've kind of rambled on long enough. This video is like super long. I just wanted to talk about like everything and trying to gather as much as I possibly can, but this video definitely is pretty long. I might do a final thoughts video. I will probably do a final thoughts once I have like a lot more hours in the game, and just kind of give you guys like, yeah, this game is good. You should definitely play it. But my overall thoughts is that this game is, I think this game is good. I genuinely do. This game is good, and if you are someone who's interested in playing the game, play it. Play it. Like, play it, see how you like it. If you don't like it, then don't play it. It's that simple. It's free. You are not required to make any purchase. I want to clarify that. You do not need to make any purchase in this game. The game gives you shit for free. Like, you can farm shit for free. Like, the game gives you Bunny, Freyna, you know, your starter Descendant completely free. The game gives you weapons for free. The game has like certain weapons that are easier to farm than others. Like, the game does give you, you can get everything in this game for free. And that's kind of like what I'm waiting on to like do my final thoughts video, is have a situation where I've actually like gone out and I've actually like farmed an ultimate Descendant, like where I've gone out and I farmed like a decent amount of like the ultimate weapons and stuff, and to give you guys a better like perspective of, you know, how it feels to actually grind and go for these things. But with that being said, overall, I felt like this game was good. I'm enjoying it. Okay, I'm enjoying it. And you know, all I can say is give it a try. You know, give it a try. It's free to play. I know it's pay to win. I know it's Nexon, but honestly, this game compared to like other Nexon games, or hell, even other pay to win games, this game is pretty fair. This game is pretty fair when you compare it to games like Lost Ark. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. I'm sorry. But yeah, guys, that's all I have to say for this video. I'm sorry this video was so long. I just wanted to talk, you know what I mean? Again, I have like 16 hours in the game in the 2 days that the game's been out. So I played I played this game quite a bit. So, you know, 14 to 16 hours, that's not bad. You know what I mean? That's not bad. You know, for our first impressions, I might have like overextended just a little bit, just a teensy weensy bit, but I wanted to make sure that I tried to experience as much as possible for that first impression, so I can give you guys just a little bit of information. But yeah, guys. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching. I know things have been a little stale lately, but I'm slowly getting back into it. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe like always. My name's Garen Belmont, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.